Today is September 18th, 2023. My name is Karen Sue. I'm here today interviewing Danielle Nguyen Pham on behalf of the Houston Asian American Archive at Rice University. So it's really great to be able to talk to you today, to you and your daughter. So can you tell us your full name and when and where you were born?
Yes. I'm Danielle. That my English, my name, real name, Dan, D-A-N. But I don't want. I am a male. That's why I added up E-L-L-E. That Danielle Pham, last name. Danielle Nguyen, the middle name. Yeah. You want I talk with the whole of my life?
Yes. So where were you born?
I born from Vietnam, Hanoi. Hospital Cống Vọng, Vietnamese name. I was born 1938 at Hanoi, Bạch Mai. Yeah. And my family, my parents, just normal, just like same every family. She have my first daughter from my mom, and she 27 years old. She have my and two young brother. And after 1946 something, my father passed away. She's young. She cannot handle family, 3 grandkids, only 6 years old, and my brother, middle, 4 years old. My last brother, 6 months old. That's why she cannot handle. After I'm 8 years old, she remarried, protect for children. And after she married, 8 year, 1 year and a half, she all the way 5 children with my father in stepfather. Yeah, he cannot handle family. That's why my mother let me go to out for school. And started work at 9 years old.
Wow.
Help for family until 1954. From Hanoi, we been to Sài Gòn. No, Nha Trang. Nha Trang là miền Trung. And my mother opened for business. I'm 15 years old. I help for my family with my grand step sister. Mother just stay home, take care for family. I work, help for my family, help her. Each day he took benefit from my work, $60, just like giá tiền hồi đó không biết đâu. Thì I work help her until 1958. My husband, he worked at Nha Trang. He met me. And we married 1958, June 15, 1958. After 1 month, after 1 month we married, my husband lost work. He go back to Saigon. He get back to Saigon. And I stayed with my husband. I have a first child. My mother gave me only 11,000 another day. I bought it in the house, just a floor and ceiling, all the way we do by itself. We remodel by itself. I stay home until I have 4 children. Another land, still just 5 children. My husband, he still work, but I save money. I don't have a nanny help me. I save money, I buy the land. I bought it from my family, no bank. I build a new one in a different houses, another before, a small house. And I started over. My husband working, I am sitting, I have a house for rent, and the next year I have a car for rent. My husband go up to bow my parents. They very poor, they don't have money. Nobody give me money, just my husband and I. We done by self. And after that, 1967, I have another girl. I opened for business. I bought it my sister-in-law, 1 million another day. I bought it floor. I built a shopping. I have a hair salon at my country. Open. I have no experience. I have no license, but I take care of everything very small. 11 employees work with me. Until 1968, 1969, 1973, the boy, the number 9, I never know. I have a number 9 children. I thought everything complete. House and shop and car. I tried to be retired, go to the country. I left salon to my first daughter. She's 15 years old. She learning. She very experienced. She thinking about. She learn everything hair and nail at my country. I never know. I left from Vietnam. Everything complete. But I have my 14. Oh, I'm sorry. April 20. I have him. Only 2 days I work from home. A lot of people work without my business. I ask them, what's wrong? They say, go ahead, go. Company come soon. Company come soon. And I never know. I left everything. No money, no nothing. Only 9 children with me and my husband. I thought tomorrow I'll be back. I never know. After next day, April 30th, from on the sea, ở biển, on the sea, là boats, là big, heavy. They go one boat, big one, from Vietnamese Navy. Lot one, and they stay at giữa biển này.
In Middle Sea.
Middle Sea. My husband tell everybody go up to the boat, big boat. And they took all of my children in up. My husband cow. One more. He looked, the first one boy, he 13. He on the top of the hay quên of the sea, on the top of the boat. He said, "Daddy, I'm here." Everything go up. 7 days at ship, no money, no eating, no water, no nothing. But my boy, he 9 days born. No milk, no water, no eating. Yeah. And my husband go down for the kitchen navy. He helped until cháy lại đi. Until he took one bowl
of
rice. He come up the ship. He gave her either one. Eat. Give her until 7 days. The Greenway. Nói tiếng Việt là cái chùa cái tàu mà Greenway đó, commercial Greenway. He throw everything after we hope we thôi nói tiếng Việt để cho nó rồi.
Con trả lời cho mẹ.
Hope là mình đã tìm thấy lẽ sống.
They found, okay.
I found
survive.
it. Yeah. Then after 7 days, they bring to the Guam. Mẹ nói tiếng Việt, mẹ nói lẹ lắm. Thôi nói tiếng Việt đi. Let me talk.
Yeah.
Vietnamese easy for me.
You want me to translate now?
Yeah, you can translate.
Okay. So beginning.
Thì bắt đầu sang tàu Greenway thì nó đưa sang cái tàu của Mỹ đưa vào Guam, đảo Guam. Thì vào cái trại Guam đó lều bằng cát không à. Thì 9 đứa con, 2 vợ chồng mới đẻ đứa con 9 ngày sống ở trong đó. Sau 2 tuần thì họ đưa sang chỗ trại của lính ấy, ở bên Guam đó, ở 6 tháng. Nobody sponsor. Vợ chồng không có biết tiếng Anh giỏi, nhưng mà không ai pick ra khỏi trại. Rồi cuối cùng là nhà thờ Tin Lành họ pick ra. Every Sunday school. Nobody help me, only school. Tương lai không có gì hết. Take off school, take off sponsor. Go have to work, looking for job. First time ấy là cho two young go to daycare. Driving lot, everyday lot, go to work. Không có biết làm. Ở Việt Nam là làm salon, hair salon, đủ thứ. Rồi sang đó đi học đủ thứ hết. Học cả làm thợ may, học đủ thứ 18 tháng, Smith. Có người ở Houston, họ nói sang đây đi nhận việc. Grocery, 7-Eleven. Work for 5 years, roughly 20 lần. Rồi lấy kinh nghiệm, đi ra mua đất, xin người ta financial. 5 năm check 4 người, con và 2 vợ chồng. Nó finance cho, bắt đầu làm chủ từ đó, không có đi làm cho ai hết.
Con dịch
Dịch tới đó.
Okay. Now I'm going to do some translation from the beginning. She was born on July 17, 1938 in Hanoi, North Vietnam. Okay. Her mother was widowed when she was 3-4 years old, and she had 2 younger brothers. And my grandmother couldn't handle being a single mom at the time, and so she got remarried 8 years later, and she and my step grandfather had 5 girls in 8 years. Okay. And she was forced, not really forced, but the best thing for her to do is to stay home and help my grandmother take care of her siblings so young. 1954, the whole family migrated to South Vietnam to escape the communists, first time. And they settled in Nha Trang, which is the central Vietnam. It's a beautiful coastal resort area. And she, again, had to work to help her family. My grandmother set up shop for her. She was the main breadwinner at the age of 15.
What was the shop? What was the business?
It was like a sundries shop, like a grocery store, and she sold everything from needle, thread to
in the market, big market.
It's like it's like a market. And she, at the age of 15, she was the wage earner to help the whole family. My step grandfather was a nurse, and he had 3 other children. So together they had, I think, 11 kids at the time. And
can you tell me the name of your grandmother and your stepfather as well as
the names? Her my grandmother's name is Phạm Thị Liên, and her stepfather
Biện
is
Văn Toàn.
Biện Văn Toàn.
And then father?
Her father is Nguyễn Văn Khâm.
Okay.
Okay. So after 4 years working for my grandmother, she met my father in 1958, and they got married in June 1958. A year later, they had my first sister, and my father was unemployed, and she had a hard time being no income, no nothing, because she no longer worked for my grandmother. Anyway, my father quickly found a job, and with success. They had 4 kids, and by then they had already moved to Saigon. Okay, and my mother, without my father's knowledge, she cobbled money a little bit from these people, this from that people, and she was investing in real estate. Okay, and from there she started to build an empire. She started out with a house, had only the floor and the roof, nothing. And with her borrowing, and she paid them all back, and she was able to build one house after another. And no banks was helping her. I mean, at that time, there was 1960 or so, no credit was not popular in Vietnam. Anyway, long story short, she built also a beauty salon, and she employed 11 employees. And she thought her life was set until 1975. Okay, she was having houses to rent and land, and she already bought retirement property and ready to retire at the age of 38. Well, she had to escape communism once again. 1975, all her employees left her. Okay, and she had no idea. She just had a baby, 9 days before we fled Vietnam. April 20th, when my baby brother was born. And so she gathered whatever the cash she had at the time, and they fled. They fled to a naval base. Was one of my father's cousin, and her family was there. And my father also had a transportation business. They had chauffeurs and van for lease. So he grabbed one of the van and went to another relative house and picked up the whole family. There's a bunch of people went to the naval base, and my father's cousin, her husband was a Navy officer, and took everybody out to the sea. and to meet up with another bigger boat. And they connected somehow, they rendezvous, and my father tossed the babies up into the big boat. And my mother had no milk, no nothing, and we were starving on the big boat in the middle of the sea for 7 days, and we thought we were gonna perish at sea. Okay, there were so many people on that big boat, and my father went down to the kitchen and helped any way he could to get a bowl of rice to bring up to where my mother and 1,000 other people there. And my mother had one bowl of rice, and she would feed each child a bite. And she couldn't lactate to provide milk for my baby brother. For sure, we're going to have a sea burial for him. But after 7 days, they were barely surviving, and they entered the Philippines. The seaport was a commercial, industrial seaport, was called Subic Bay. And the American government commissioned a commercial liner. It's called Greenway. It was a cargo ship, and the cargo ship came into Subic Bay to retrieve the refugees, which are us now, and we were transported to the island of Guam. We were staying there for 6 months, and because of the large family, my brother survived, by the way, okay, and he was fed spoiled meal from the kitchen, and for some miracle, he was able to survive all the way to Guam. And because of the large family, no one in the mainland USA want to sponsor us. We applied to United States Catholic charities. No one sponsor us. And finally, when we settled in Fort Chaffee, Arkansas, a local church sponsored us out. And I'm going to let my mother translate from there. That's all I remember for what she said. And when she finishes, I will translate again. Tới Fort Smith, tới Fort Smith, ông Bill Graham, rồi mẹ kể đi, xong rồi con trả lời.
Rồi sau đó có người bạn ở bên Texas, Houston nói gia đình chị đông người, bây giờ sang đây nhận một cái tiệm. Mà sang đây nhận một cái tiệm nhìn thấy choáng người đi. Nhưng mà one week we learn everything complete. Started for something even 5 years. After that, rồi mình đi nhà thờ kiếm được cái tiệm ở trong neighborhood good, mở mua tiệm, chủ finance. Xong rồi mình 15 năm mà mình làm lấy của gia đình, chỉ có 10 năm trả hết nợ. Thế là bắt đầu con cái đi học thành tài hết, đứa nào cũng có bằng hết. Nhưng mà cuối cùng thì gia đình nghĩa là mẹ ngày xưa ở Việt Nam mẹ làm tiệm tóc, mẹ thành công, thành như mẹ xúi các con mẹ mở tiệm tóc ở đây. Thì bây giờ những đứa nào có bằng 3-4 năm đại học bây giờ cũng vào nghề tóc, mở tiệm tóc không, thành công tất cả. Bây giờ tới phiên các cháu nữa. Đó, đứa nào nó cũng có bằng này bằng kia, nó đi học hết. Nó không có làm nghề tóc theo bố mẹ, nó làm nghề theo ở nước Mỹ này. Mà kể như mẹ tôi 8 năm mà làm là có quốc tịch á, là bảo lãnh hết hai gia đình bên nội bên ngoài. Sang đây bây giờ hai họ con cháu người nào cũng đầy đủ hết, người nào cũng thành công hết, cả hai họ rất là tốt. Rất là cảm ơn nước Mỹ đã cho gia đình tôi có một nơi ở thành công, con cháu chắc. Bây giờ trong gia đình tới 48-50 người, con cháu chắc tất cả.
Okay.
Mà năm nay là tôi 85 tuổi rồi, tôi vẫn còn khỏe mạnh, tôi phụ giúp con cái tôi. Tôi hy vọng là cuộc đời con cái tôi sẽ được hạnh phúc giống như tôi.
Okay. So, we were living in Arkansas, Fort Smith, with the help of the church for I think 2.5 years, and then she, before Facebook and all that, okay, somehow she located her neighbor from Vietnam, and the neighbor was already down here in Houston, and the neighbor said, you know what, you come down here, the climate is very much like in Houston. we managing a convenience store. Why don't y'all come down here? Okay, and even though life was comfortable in Fort Smith, Arkansas, but she misses home and her neighbors. And so once again, we relocated from Fort Smith, Arkansas, down to Houston. And they ran a convenience store. It was called 7-Eleven at the time. And she was robbed, I don't know how many times, at gunpoint. Yeah. And running a store for somebody else for 5 years and worked day and night to provide for us to go to college. And we went to the church one day, and we found a convenience store in the neighborhood, and not far from our own house. And they pursued it, and we purchased that store that nobody wanted. It was abandoned. It was new, but it was abandoned. But economy was bad at the time, and we grabbed that store and we built a business from there. And from that store, she bought land and she provided business opportunity for her children. And she had already had, her children finish college and everything. And because of her past, she had a very successful salon. And so she encouraged her children to take up beauty business. And we're doing well doing that, despite that we hardly had anything to do with our college degrees. And now that she's hoping her grandchildren, great-grandchildren will follow her footsteps, and she's very thankful, grateful for this country. And she is now 85 years old, and she's still up at it every day and helping her children, her grandchildren. And she did manage to sponsor both sides, her family and my father's family, from Vietnam, and many members of both sides came to the U.S. decades later, and now they're prospering, and their children prospering. All glory to the USA. Okay, come on.
Rồi sau đó thì bây giờ đó, mẹ mua mỗi một cái property là finance, chủ finance. Rồi bây giờ mấy cái property trả hết rồi, con mẹ mỗi người có làm chủ trong cái property đó. Mẹ không có làm nữa, bây giờ mẹ chỉ có còn để nhìn các con các cháu làm thôi. Thì bây giờ nghĩa là mọi sự đã thành công tất cả. Rồi đại khái là bây giờ trong cái Houston là 5, 6, 7, 9, 10 cái tiệm salon của các con các cháu làm không, người nào cũng thành công hết. Và mẹ rất là vui mừng là mẹ đã đem một bầy con 9 đứa sang đây, đứa nào cũng thành công, thành nghề. Muốn học nghề thì thành nghề, muốn học buôn bán thì thành công hết.
Okay. She did invest in many pieces of land, and she still doing another project right now, and she was very thankful that all her children, whether they pursue their college education or not, and mostly she most proud of the accomplishment that there was at least 9 salons in Houston among her children, and she's very grateful for that. Okay.
Tức là sang bên Mỹ không có đi học được cũng chỉ vì phải đi làm nuôi con, không có biết xin tiền trợ cấp. Có một tháng ông bảo lãnh, ông đi xin cho food stamp, rồi con của tôi đứa nào nó cũng bỏ đi chạy hết. Nó một nhỏ nó biết mắc cờ, thế là từ đó tôi đi làm đấy không.
My mother remember also the church that sponsored us out. They took my family to the office that provided the food stamp, and she was never at the mercy of anyone, much less than receiving food stamp. They didn't know at the time what food stamps were, but we were, even though we were young, but we knew that using food stamp is not something to be proud of. And every time she went to the store, they just said, "Mom, I don't want to be seen with you." And she was using the food stamp, and she said, "If they were ashamed of this, it's not something that I'm proud of either. But without the command of the language and with no money, this is temporary." And only a year, she went to work at a menial job, whatever, and we will never receive assistance or any type of help from government offices from then on. No, nothing.
Mới có 15 tuổi mà cho tới 4 tuổi, 5 tuổi đi chợ mà cứ hỏi chú thích food stamp nó bỏ chạy hết. Thành ra mẹ tôi biết là cái đó là ăn tiền của xã hội, thành ra con tôi nó biết mắc cỡ, nó không chịu. Thành ra tôi đi làm, tôi bỏ con tôi vô trong trại daycare, đứa mới có 1 tuổi mấy mà đứa mới có 6 tháng, bỏ vô đi làm từ sáng đến tối. Không có nhờ cậy chính phủ, vì chính phủ đã giúp mình sang tới đây thoát cảnh cộng sản rồi thì mình phải tự làm lấy mình ăn. Rồi sang bên đây bảo lãnh tất cả hai bên họ, người nào cũng có thành công hết, đi làm có tiền hết, không có ai nhờ xã hội. Mẹ tôi rất là vui mừng hãnh diện là không có ăn tiền của chính phủ nhiều. Mà bây giờ mẹ tôi đóng thuế cho chính phủ. Bao nhiêu năm nay mẹ tôi mua mấy cái property financial, rồi tiền lời, tiền song phẳng. Đối với nhà băng, đối với chính phủ, đối với người nào, bây giờ mẹ tôi không có nợ ai hết.
My mother said that with limited language skill, and she's gonna do everything she can to not ever receive assistance from any type of government, and she will work to death if she has to. She's too proud to get help from anyone. All the property she purchased, she went to family if there's anybody who loaned her money. If not, she tried to do the financing herself. And even if any bank's financial project, short period of time, she paid it all off. And even when she sponsors all her family from Vietnam, she never asked any help from anyone. Single-handedly, she helped everyone to come here, and they in turn do the same thing. She knows there should be a lot of money in taxes, but that is just the returning the favor that the government had given her from the beginning.
Và các em tôi đó, nó có học nhiều hơn tôi, nó có bằng tú tài 2 ở Việt Nam, rồi nó sang đây nó có học và nó làm cho chính phủ. Bây giờ nó retire, nó lãnh được bao nhiêu tiền lương một tháng? Là 2 cái cô, 3 cô ở bên San Jose đấy, mấy cô em step sister đó. They are in San Jose.
Okay, her family, her half sister in California also, they had better education than my mother. Remember, my mother had to quit, okay, but they had a better degrees than her. But however, right now they're very grateful for the U.S. government also. They prosper, and they very thankful for my mother and for the U.S. government.
Bây giờ mấy người sung sướng lắm, retire ở bên San Jose sung sướng lắm. Họ có học hơn mẹ, nhưng mẹ mẹ phải chịu khổ thôi. Nhưng mà mẹ cũng vẫn hãnh diện, mẹ không phải phiền ai hết.
Okay. She very proud of the fact that none of us ever need help from anyone, government or otherwise.
Whole life, from 6 years old, my father passed away, là bắt đầu đi làm, bắt đầu biết lo mình từ đó. Phải lo cho em luôn. Trước khi mẹ lấy chồng, phải lo cho em, 2 anh trai. Một đứa 4 tuổi, một đứa có 6 tháng. Phải lo cho 2 em. Mới có 6 tuổi mà phải lo cho em. Thành như cuộc đời nó dạy mẹ có trí khôn, chứ không phải là trí học.
My mother said from the age of 6 until this day, life had taught her many lessons. She was forced to become an adult at such an early age in life, and with limited education, she wondered if she had a higher education. She doesn't think she's going to be more successful than she is now. But life taught her many lessons, and mostly her being industrious and her determination, and she hopes she instill those value in later generation.
Does she have any favorite childhood memories growing up, even though she had to grow up very fast, take care of the family?
Mẹ có nhớ kỷ niệm nào nhất trong khi mẹ lớn lên? Mẹ nhớ kỷ niệm nào
Kỷ niệm hay còn nhỏ lớn lên là
cái kỷ niệm nào mà ảnh hưởng đời sống mẹ nhất không?
khổ nhất là bố mới chết, mẹ đi lấy chồng. Những năm đó mẹ khổ lắm, mẹ buôn bán đầu đường chứ không được ở trong big business. Sau này sang Nha Trang mới được vào trong some market, big market. Chứ hồi xưa là đứng bán ở ngoài chợ, ngoài đường.
She said that when she was growing up, she didn't have normal childhood. She had an adult life from the time she was sick until she never had a childhood moment because her father passed away so early, and she assumed the role of a mother at the age of 6. Because my grandmother had to go to work and met my step grandfather when she turned 8, and from 6 to 8 she was the mother, and from 8 on she became a businesswoman. So what childhood memory? That's her childhood memory.
Up till when did she attend school?
Và từ lớp nào mẹ nghỉ?
Trời ơi, học nghỉ. Đi những chiến tranh war mà, chiến tranh mà đâu có thời gian để học đến nơi đến chốn đâu.
Ông dạy.
Không có ai dạy.
Ông dạy.
Ông dạy thôi.
Okay. She, because of the war, school, and then she had stopped school. And then school is like interruption, her childhood education. It was my step grandfather, who was a nurse, taught her.
Like homeschool?
Yeah, the homeschool her.
Chỉ dạy chữ nghĩa thôi, chứ đâu có dạy buôn bán gì được.
But it was her mother that taught her how to be a businesswoman. It was her husband, my grandfather, that taught her literary skill, and she pretty much self-made.
Is there anything that your parents, your mother, taught you in particular that's really important?
Câu hỏi gì?
Cái gì quan trọng nhất ông ngoại và ngoại của con dạy mẹ cái gì quan trọng nhất?
Tự làm thì chúng cũng chẳng có dạy gì đâu. Tự lo, tự biên, tự diễn. Rồi lấy chồng mới tự lo đi. Chứ hai bên nhà chồng đâu có ai lo, ai giúp cái gì đâu. Tự lo không à.
It's pretty much a one woman show. She taught herself just about everything.
My husband and I, we both together, working and stay home, managing family. That's mine. Nobody help.
It sounds very, very hard.
Very hard. Whole my life I have
So many hardships.
Mẹ không có đời con gái. Cực khổ từ còn con gái. Lấy chồng thì đẻ con, nuôi con, buôn bán. Cho tới giờ này nghỉ thì già rồi. Now I don't work in anything. I'm 85. I cannot work. Just relax.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
Yes. I wonder sometimes, but okay.
What was it like living during the Vietnam War for you and for your family?
Yeah. Câu nói gì mẹ không hiểu rõ.
She wanted to repeat the question.
What was it like to live during the Vietnam War for you and for your family?
Đời sống là nhớ cái chiến tranh. From the time she was married until 1975, you mean?
Yeah, until 1975.
Trước khi này đi chạy nạn.
Trước khi chạy loạn thì vẫn buôn bán làm ăn ở Sài Gòn. Rất là tiền vô nhiều lắm.
With the war raging in the forefront, however, the city of Saigon was very sheltered, and that's why we used to live. Business was usual. Money was coming in like water. Okay, she had no faintest idea because maybe the government shielded the fact that the war was ending, the end was coming. People living in Saigon had no idea that it was going to be disastrous, and so totally unprepared. Business went on as usual, making a lot of money, and therefore she was ill prepared for what to come. Nothing could be liquidated. Everything, all assets were frozen.
Làm bố đi làm có tiền, mẹ buôn bán có tiền, mua xe cho mướn. Xe mướn mỗi một ngày chạy mấy tiếng đấy, một tháng mấy chục ngàn. 2 cái xe một tháng cả trên 100.000. Rồi tiệm làm một tháng cả 100.000. mà 100.000 hồi đó có giá trị lắm.
Ừ.
Rồi tiền nó rô nhiều quá.
Không có biết người ta là chiến tranh sắp hết.
Không có ngờ chiến tranh.
Ừ.
Thành em nghĩ là đi retire mà 38 tuổi em nghĩ retire mà.
The only thing she concerned about is when to retire. Because she has so much money, she didn't know what to do with it. She said she's going to hand it over to my 15-year-old sister when she turned 18. And she planned to, by the time my sister took over the business, she'll be completely retired. She'll probably barely 40 at the time. But things didn't go as planned. So the war came and everything that she had planned vanished. Start afresh. At the age of 38, with 6 children, with no language, came to the state with literally no money, with 9 children and no command of the language. We started over. It was a whole lot more difficult than when she was only 19, got married the first time.
Ở Paul Smith đó, đi về Sài Gòn đó, training ở Circle K. Sau đó rồi thì mẹ đi ra 7-Eleven mẹ xin việc làm thì người ta không dám giới thiệu, 9 đứa con người ta sợ không làm được việc, không ai dám giới thiệu hết. Mẹ đến cái tiệm đó mẹ gặp cái ông manager, mẹ chạy theo ông ấy, mẹ nói I need a job. Thế là ông bảo follow ông ấy đi tới đường 13 đấy, là làm ở đó 5 năm. Tự đi xin việc lấy, I need a job. They say follow me. I follow him. He gave me the store. I worked for them 5 years. After that, like experience, I opened by myself. 1983, I started open business at in the United States.
In Houston?
In Houston, yeah. And 15 years, I sold the business, but I keep the property. I collect money 10 years.
She was able to exercise her real estate skill when she came to Houston after 5 years working for someone else, and she said, that's it, no more working for someone else. I'm going to work for myself, just like I was before when I was in my country. And she sold the business, but she kept the land, and she continued to collect payment for the land. And with the money for the land, she purchased other properties. And she was not stubborn. She was very assertive about asking for a job. They didn't want to hire her 5 years before she bought her business. She came down from Portsmouth, Arkansas, and they thought, oh, this woman, no English, with 9 kids, she may call in sick anytime. Nobody wanted to hire her. And she said, okay, you train me, and now you don't want to hire me, I want a job. And he reluctantly gave her a job, and he was so astonished to know that she ran the store much better than native-born English-speaking counterparts. And my father and she got robbed many times, and she didn't care, okay? And that store, she and my father turned up the higher profit for the chain. And she said she could do it for herself. And so she bought that store in the neighborhood, and she ran for 15 years before she sold it.
So your father also worked in the store?
Yes, but he had the easy shift. I'm going to speak for her because I knew this part she didn't have to say. He had the easy shift, okay, and she had the most difficult shift, which is 12 hours long. My father, it was a 24-hour store at the time when they were working for the chain. It was 24 hours. My father mostly, he reads and he just, the graveyard shift is pretty easy. The hardest shift was hers, and she pulled it off. And between the two of them, we went to college, okay, help her whenever we could on weekend, but they pulled it off themselves. And when they bought that store, no, not 24 hours, I think it was like 18 hours, they were able to rest a little bit only, but then, she went to the store, wholesale, and stocked her own store with a wholesale merchandise, and then that when she put us to work.
But she the one helped me a lot. First time business. She and I both go to negotiation with the owner of property.
Mm.
They say, for rent. I say, okay, we're renting. And after that, they say, selling. Okay, buying. She helped with negotiation, contract. But some rip off, but I am okay.
Mm.
Yeah, rip off là thằng Dennis đấy.
Dennis.
No English. I speak English not well. I writing not very well. They rip off me too much.
Mm.
Yeah, but she helped me some. But she's too young. She's 16 years old. She driving. Go to the rental market to negotiation.
So did your children, did the kids all like help out in the store?
Yeah,
A lot?
just part time. They have to work. They have to went to school.
Mm.
Yeah, nobody full time. Only I and my husband.
Mm.
16 hours a day. Work for 7-Eleven 24 hours.
Yeah.
He work daytime, I work at nighttime. I let him stay home.
Yeah.
I don't want they kill him. But I don't want they kill me too. I said, lock it up door. If still let me work, lock the door nighttime. I stay inside.
Mm.
But the manager, okay. But I make money for them very, very much. Store just like throw away, but I make for him 5 years. He make another store, 16. Very big, very good. Make money every year. Inventory over always. Yeah. Đó. Làm cho thằng thằng Larry đó. Trời ơi. I work, nobody complain with me.
Mm. How was it raising your children while working that much?
Yeah, they help.
They help a lot?
2 hours, 1 hour. The last one clean up. The last time, everybody help. My husband and I work 24 hours in 7-Eleven. After I owe from my property, 16 hours, right?
So I want to go back a little bit.
Okay.
What was it? How did you react to the fall of Saigon? Because it sounded like it happened very fast. So how did you learn that Saigon was going to fall? That the Southern Vietnamese government was going to collapse?
Giang nghĩa cho mẹ rõ thì mẹ trả lời tiếng Việt.
Mẹ trả lời đi.
Giang nghĩa rõ đi.
Mẹ xúc động không khi mẹ hành động cách gì khi mà mẹ biết trời ơi chiến tranh.
Tối 29 mẹ nghĩ là sáng 30 mẹ về, nhưng mà đêm 29 nó xuống tàu. Bố chỉ hỏi một câu, nếu họ cho mình đi ra khỏi nước Việt Nam thì em nghĩ sao? Mẹ nói throw away everything. I know I throw away everything. I take over my life again.
Mẹ hiểu không?
I throw away everything. Yeah, I try to retire everything complete. Home, business, and money go to the country to buy everything. I never thought I depend on my children. I know my life too hard.
She said that as much as she prepared for her retirement, on asset, she was ready to give up everything just to leave the country, not to live under the communist rule. Whatever it takes, she's gonna start her life all over again. She's willing.
Bố chỉ hỏi là nếu nó cho đi ra khỏi nước Việt Nam, đang sợ Việt Cộng vô mà. Nó ra khỏi nước Việt Nam chấp nhận đi bán bánh, bán đường, bán chợ để nuôi con, chứ không cho con. Người ta xin một đứa con, mẹ không cho. Mẹ giữ con để mẹ đi làm mẹ nuôi con. Thành ra chấp nhận, bỏ hết, không tiếc. Chứ nếu mà mẹ không cất một tiếng rằng everything throw away thì bố không dám đi.
My father would not dare to flee Vietnam without her consent with the family. If she said no, he was willing to stay with the whole family. But the risk is too high because the family may get broken up under the communist rule. And she said she cannot stand the thought of it. She'd rather risk everything, lose everything, but keep the family together to seek freedom.
We start to over again for nothing, no penny. Yeah, that hard, very hard.
Yeah. How was the condition of the refugee camp in Guam?
Họ cho mình ăn uống đầy đủ mà.
Mà không có.
Nhưng mà
không có người làm.
lúc bây giờ thì chưa nghĩ được ra cái gì. Thì khi ra khỏi trại là nghĩ đến tương lai phải tự làm chủ lấy mình, chứ không thể đem một bầy con bỏ xứ bỏ tiền bạc sang đây đi làm thuê, không bao giờ nghĩ tới.
She said that even the condition was harsh, being your own person, wealthy, and come to the land where you had to start all over again, and she never gave up the idea of owning her own business again. She said she'd do anything, even how menial it is. She had to scrub the floor, clean the toilet, and work in a fast food joint. She wouldn't mind as long as her family together and give her education, and she will start her businesses again. And that's what she did.
First time ấy là cô gì ở South Vietnamese, cô cho đi làm đấy.
Cô Hoàng.
Đại khái. Rồi show Maxine, có bao giờ biết làm. Có 2 ngày, rồi sau làm hơn tất cả mọi đứa. Nó bảo mày stop đi, tao không có thể làm mạnh bằng mày. Nó dọa mẹ làm nhiều quá là có chuyện với nó. Thành ra slow down.
Chạy móng tay, có chạy móng tay.
Không, làm lẹ lắm.
She said that the first time she went to work for the first time, she was so slow. They were sewing purses. There's a factory in Fort Smith. And the first time she started, she didn't know. She almost hurt herself. And then 2 weeks later, she outdid everyone in the factory. And they told her, "You're going to make us look so bad, so it's better slow down."
Yeah. Then I scare them, I slow down.
This was first job.
First
in the
job.
US?
First job ever.
At this factory.
Yeah.
Making purses.
It's a
big company.
Big company. Máy móc.
Sewing mấy cái thứ bự, mấy cái thứ này nè.
Upholstery, even
okay.
bigger.
Oh wow. Okay. Did you have any other choice, like to settle anywhere else in the U.S., or was like Arkansas being sponsored by the church, right?
It
Was that
church.
the only like choice?
It was a Catholic. I mean, it was a Baptist church. It was
And không thể nào bỏ gia đình, bỏ xứ sở đi sang đây để đi làm mọi cho người ta. Nhất định đi ra khỏi nhà thờ, tự động đi ra ngoài xã hội để học xã hội, rồi tự mở tiệm, tự làm chủ. Làm chủ, đi làm cho tôi có 5 năm, totally 5 năm thôi, là làm chủ từ đó. Cho tí giờ này retire vẫn làm chủ.
Yeah. The church gave her from the beginning, just ease the family into the mainstream society, and that's all she needed. And she very appreciative of what they did. Okay, but from then on out, she knew that she had to be her own boss again.
I always try to do my own. I don't want to work for someone else. Work for all with freedom. Nobody control. I don't want anybody control me.
Were there any other Vietnamese people in Arkansas? No,
Đâu có
just-
bao nhiêu người. Very sparse. 2.000 người.
Ở trong trại,
No, ở trong Fort Smith.
ở trong trại Fort Smith nhiều lắm.
Fort Smith không phải Fort Chaffee, Fort Smith.
Fort Smith cũng cỡ chừng vài chục ngàn người ở Fort Smith.
Không có đâu.
Chắc không nhiều như vậy.
No, it's sparse. The town itself small. It's next to Fort Chaffee, which is the army base. Fort Smith is the city adjacent to it. Not too many Vietnamese people. We were the novelty. Yeah, we were like, okay. Some people had never seen a Vietnamese people before, but the natives,
Ở đó
get used
tỉnh,
to us.
ở đó tỉnh nhỏ. Tôi nghĩ con tôi nó không có mở mang trí học để học lớn được. Thành ra tôi sang bên Houston này để cho con tôi nó có cái tiểu bang lớn, để nó có sự học hành nhiều hơn. Mà tôi buôn bán thì nó thoải mái hơn ở bên cái tỉnh nhỏ. Thành ra tôi chọn sang bên Houston này tôi ở. mấy chục năm rồi.
Yeah, she's used to the city life, so Portsmouth is
Too
I guess
small.
slow pace, and she thought that bigger town will have a better opportunities for business as well as educations, better school. So and she's happy with this town.
Yeah.
Okay.
How long did you live in Arkansas?
18 months.
18 months.
1 năm rưỡi rồi.
Hơn 2 năm rưỡi.
Đấy hả? 75 đến 78 mới qua.
Yeah, 2.5 years.
2.5 years. We work for factory. 14 work for district cup. Change the work, everything, everybody change work. I have a salon in Vietnam, Houston, grocery, very easy with me.
Did you face any discrimination when
Có
you
ai
come
kỳ
to
thị
the
không?
US?
No, không có kỳ thị.
Manager ra clean up cho mẹ, mẹ đứng guốc thôi. Family manager ra clean up, stock up cho mẹ. Larry.
I guess she's too bossy. Even the manager help her. Nobody discriminate against her.
I just working, not enough time for spending with the client. A lot of people.
She's good at cashiering. She's good at get the business running. So the manager said, let her do what she's good at. They'll take up the slack. Okay.
Bố là đứng tên manager chứ mẹ handle tất cả order lấy. Tụi nó tới nó order mẹ không đồng ý, mẹ nó mấy cái này nó slow down, nó keep for record lâu đời lắm, nó cũ để tao làm cho. Manager Larry không có tin, về sau Larry cho mẹ thử. Larry thích quá, handle có 50 mấy ngàn, hồi tụi cái nó order nó 70 ngàn, 80 ngàn handle không có bán được. Mẹ mà cái này tao không có lấy, mày để tao handle lấy. Larry thích bao nhiêu năm.
The manager let her run the show. In the name, he may be the manager, but in reality, she's the manager. Okay, because the inventory, the turnover is a whole lot better when she took over, and but in reality, on a paycheck, she's only the employee. Okay, but the manager knew how to let her do her job well, and he was promoted.
He trusts me. Manager, he trusts me.
Mà later được thêm một tiệm nữa. Yeah, he was promoted at her expense. But that's why she said, nope, I'm gonna go be my own boss.
Yeah. Nó nể lắm á.
But he had a lot of respect for her. He did say that. He said, because of you, I got promoted. I wanted to thank you for that.
Đầu tiên không biết là chỉ có hai vợ chồng lấy tên lương thôi. Về sau nhìn Larry thấy tội nghiệp, Larry hỏi có ai con đủ tên để làm việc không? Cho tên vô để lấy 2 check nữa. Chứ còn không có hai vợ chồng có 16 tiếng là bao nhiêu đó, đóng cửa đó, 24 tiếng. Rất là thật thà với người ta, bán tiệm nhưng mà không có biết soạt tiền, cố gắng.
She said that the manager had the utmost respect for the family. They were industrious and honest, and he wished that most of his employees under his supervision be like them.
Was it? Did you ever experience any cultural shock when living and coming to the U.S.?
Like, xã hội mà có cái ai kỳ thị hay là có một cái gì mà làm mẹ ôi trời ơi sao Việt Nam không có mà ở đây có, ở trong xã hội không?
Họ biết, họ nể lắm. Ở trong Minnesota này 10 mấy năm bây giờ họ vẫn thương, họ vẫn nhớ.
No, because I guess because how she treated other people, and they never treat her no derogatory gesture toward her. Okay, they have the respect for her. Most of the people that she met.
Họ vẫn nể đấy. Giờ phút này 20 năm ra khỏi Minnesota và họ gặp ở xa họ vẫn nhớ.
People that used to go to the store that she owned ran to her, and they was very impressed that she's still.
Yeah. They still remember me.
Yeah. So you moved from Arkansas to Houston, Texas. How was the Vietnamese community in Houston compared to Arkansas?
Việt Nam Houston này thì đâu có ai.
Xã hội ở Houston của Việt Nam á, cái số người ở Houston Việt Nam so với bên từ bang Arkansas làm sao?
Từ bang Arkansas lúc bây giờ ít người Việt Nam lắm, không có compare được, không compare.
Yeah, she couldn't compare because it was so small, the population so small, and when you come to the U.S., I mean to Houston, it's a whole lot bigger, and so just like in people in Arkansas, people in Arkansas, it's just a small town. It's just more of the big city. The Vietnamese population the same way. It's too small compared to Houston overall, and so not adjusting to the city life more crucial than the Vietnamese community from a small community to bigger community.
Tôi cũng không có giao thiệp nhiều, buôn bán làm ăn thì chỉ có ở tiệm ở nhà thôi. Sau này thì retire rồi thì ông chồng bệnh thì ở nhà săn sóc ông chồng thôi. Ông chồng mất 8 năm nay rồi thì ở nhà mấy con, ở mấy con trai, nó không có gia đình thì mẹ con giúp nhau. Đại khái nói cuộc đời bây giờ.
Her social life also limited to family. Every now and then she will have special occasion to see sister-in-law and extended family, but mostly when my father passed away, she concentrated on family, living with my brother and seeing the grandchildren and great-grandchildren going right now. That's her joy of life now.
I'm very happy my great-grandchildren.
Great-grandchildren.
What do you like living? How do you like living in the U.S., living in Houston?
Houston much better. I love Houston.
So với Việt Nam thích đây hơn hay là ở
thích
Việt
ở
Nam?
đây hơn.
Here in the state.
Việt Nam thì mình có tiền mình cũng đâu có depend on ai đâu. Việt Nam cũng tự làm lấy đi vay trả tiền lời nặng lắm. Việt Nam I do business, I borrow interest very high, but I always make money pay to them. I have money in my pocket too. Yeah, never lose it.
But here, ở đây thì sao?
Ở đây cũng vậy, trả tiền lời đều đều mỗi tháng. Bây giờ không có nợ ai hết. Mà bây giờ có tiền mà không dám làm. Chỉ để con nào làm được thì cho làm
She
thôi.
said it's same here with her business skill. She had no problem either Vietnam or here. She still had lucrative income, so she didn't need to worry about making ends meet.
Now I just help my children. If anybody work good, business good, I try to help them. I keep money for what? For children only. Yeah.
Do you ever miss anything about living in Vietnam?
Vietnam, nobody in there.
Không nhớ, mẹ có nhớ đời sống này, đời sống
ở
mẹ.
Việt Nam. Đời sống ở Việt Nam cũng thời gian nhỏ khổ.
Mẹ có nhớ không? Mẹ có nhớ đời sống lúc mà mẹ ở bố này kia ở bên này?
Ở với bố thì cứ đi làm ở sở công trường sở Mỹ đó, thất nghiệp hoài à. Hỏi cô có muốn biết cái hình ở Việt Nam không? Hỏi cô có muốn không?
Có mẹ mang hình theo hả?
Có.
She said that she spent more than half her life here, so this is the life that she remember more than in Vietnam. And my father worked for a U.S. company, and he always get dismissed. He got rehired and dismissed. So the families always depend on her for income. Even she's not even working because her business skills, she was able to get money coming in. She has a couple of pictures that you want to see.
I have a couple pictures you want to see.
Yeah, sure. We can, if you, you can show them to me now, or you can also email me.
Okay.
Picture too.
Email.
Oh, yeah. We can just look at it now.
Cái này là ra đi chỉ keep một cái hình này, cái thằng thử đẻ 9 ngày nó còn ở trong bụng.
This is the New Year card that we had
Last year.
She was pregnant with her last child.
The little boy still in my pregnant.
Oh, I see. Oh my gosh, it's a big family.
Yeah.
Wow.
But now, 50 years anniversary married.
50th anniversary.
Wow.
Đồn cái hình mà đi cruise từ 48-50 người ấy, ở trong phone ấy.
Okay, yeah, cho nó xong. Cho nó
Wow.
xong.
So many children, so many grandchildren.
So many, but I'm very happy.
And this is, she kept this.
He worked for giám thị công trường này.
He was the project manager when he was working for a U.S. company.
Your father.
And he invented a maneuver that saved them so much money. And so they feature him in the paper, Vietnamese language paper.
Wow.
That's my father.
And she saved this all this time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Đây là cái hình này cô có muốn không?
We email her later.
She take care for me the picture email.
I'll email to you if you need it.
Yeah, that would be really
If you need,
Yeah.
you need or you don't need it.
I'll email her later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Email to me.
I can took it later.
Yeah. Do you have any other advice for other people who immigrate to the U.S.?
Mẹ có khuyên ai, những người mà tới nước Mỹ này, mẹ khuyên ai? Mẹ có lời khuyên ai?
Khuyên các em, các cháu.
Không, tất cả như ai mà tới đây không cần gia đình, tất cả ai mà di dân tới nước Mỹ này sẽ có, mẹ khuyên ai? Mẹ khuyên làm sao? Cách mẹ khuyên làm sao?
Khuyên người ta.
Mẹ có lời khuyên gì cho người đó?
Khuyên cho người ta là phải biết đi làm việc, phải biết tự túc, không có được dựa vào chính phủ để ăn tiền trợ cấp. Mình muốn tiến thân mình phải start to over. Mình không có depend on bất cứ một cái gì. Người ta giàu mà kệ người ta, mình nghèo mình làm đấy. Đấy, giảng nghĩa cũng
okay. She said that anyone, newcomer, refugee or immigrant, you just have to work hard. Opportunities abound. And you don't depend on anyone. Don't depend on anyone for assistance. Okay, start afresh. Even from the bottom up, opportunities are there. Okay, if she can do it with 9 children and no language skill, anyone can do that. Okay.
Tất cả các em mẹ, các con mẹ bây giờ cũng nói, hồi đó mẹ 9 đứa con mẹ không tiền mà mẹ còn làm được. Tại sao tụi con bây giờ đầy đủ mà không làm được? Đó là dại dột. Không hiểu. Chứ mấy gì cũng thành công hết mà.
All her family who came here took her advice and they're very successful and they retire early. People in California, my aunts, their children are doctors and pharmacists and they use the same principle to give to their own children and everyone is prospering and they retire early themselves also.
Even con Cúc Mai bây giờ nó cũng còn đang học bác sĩ nữa.
The children of the grandchildren are doing the same thing right now. Okay, do not depend on anyone, whether government or family.
Do you have any other? Do you have any family still in Vietnam?
No. Only my niece. For my brother, old brother husband, they still in Vietnam.
They chose to live there. Nó cố ở đó không? Yeah, she may have a few nieces or nephew from her brother, but they chose to live there not because they couldn't come. They decided to stay there.
Mẹ gọi mấy người anh của bố đi ngày đó mà không chịu đi, tiếc tiền nữa. Tiếc tiền không đi thôi. Mà bây giờ đâu có gì đâu. Mẹ đi tay không mà mẹ làm được. Mà họ có tỏ tiền mà bây giờ họ đâu có gì đâu.
Yeah, it's your choice. Okay, if they can choose to come here, she can easily sponsor them, just like she did with other family. They can prosper, but it's a personal choice. If they chose not to come, it's up to them. But most of the families are here, both sides, my father's and my mother's, almost everyone here in California, and some in other countries as well, in France as well. Okay.
Every dream come true, everybody in the big bold family.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah, I am very happy to them.
Have you ever returned to Vietnam?
Just visiting. I don't live in there.
Yeah.
My big family over here. How can I go
Họ có thăm không?
Just visiting.
just visiting.
What was it like to come back after leaving, after fleeing Vietnam from the war?
Nói gì mẹ không nghe.
The first time she went back, you mean? Or the last time she went back?
The first time.
First time 1970,
No.
1979.
Về Việt Nam
Về Việt Nam đầu tiên đó, với bố.
Tại sao?
Đi chơi thôi.
Đi 4 năm về rồi đó hả?
1979.
Tức là mới đi 75, 4 năm mẹ về lại hả?
97 chứ.
Yeah, okay. 1997. That's her first time she went back to visit.
And last time, this year, New Year.
She went back several times since then.
Was it very different from
Yeah,
when
very
you left?
different.
How was it very different?
Everything changed. Everything they giống như là buôn bán, họ rất là sầm uất bề ngoài thôi, thì mình biết thôi.
Very modern and very commercialized, and everything is high tech.
Cô muốn hỏi gì nữa không thì cô hỏi cho mình thôi. Và cô muốn hỏi gì thì mẹ tôi nghĩ ra thì mẹ tôi nói.
Okay. Yeah, please, whatever. Okay. She had more questions.
Yeah, okay. So, moving on, how would you identify yourself, like, in terms of ethnicity? Whether that's Vietnamese American, or American?
Khi người ta hỏi mẹ người gì, mẹ nói làm sao? Tôi là người Việt Nam hay là tôi người Mỹ gốc Việt hay là cái gì?
Tôi là người Mỹ mà gốc Việt Nam. Tôi sinh đẻ ở Việt Nam. Tôi refugee, tôi sang đây. Tôi dựa nước Mỹ, bây giờ tôi...
Tùy người hỏi đúng không?
Đây là second country. My new country.
She's American.
49 years. My new country, 40 years. Almost...
She identified herself as
50.
Vietnamese American.
Yeah.
Because, she was only 38 when she came, and she's been here 49 years.
But compare my country and US is just fair in the US. My country, some of them unfair. Work too much, but unfair. Con hiểu nói nghĩa cho không?
Here, you reap what you sow. You earn what you work for. In Vietnam, you can work all your life, and it's very... you don't get paid for what you work, even you work so hard. Okay, it's very
Có giải nghĩa cái đó. Ở đây nghĩa là
bias. Vietnam.
Ở đây nghĩa là làm nhiều thì phải trả thuế nhiều, làm ít thì trả thuế ít. Đói thì chính phủ cấp, nhưng phải cố gắng làm. Đừng cứ dựa đói để mà dựa chính phủ là mẹ tôi không thích những người đó.
Here you work and you get to keep what you work. You pay, the more you work, more taxes you pay. You don't work so much, you don't have to pay a lot of taxes, but then you don't go to the government to ask for handouts. In Vietnam, it's different. Okay, there's not much help offered. And you can work, but then you're not going to get a chance to earn a lot of money.
But tôi rất vui là tôi trả được thuế. Vì tôi có làm được tôi mới có tiền tôi trả thuế. Thì tôi làm được tôi phải trả thuế thôi.
My mom said that she's very happy to pay taxes, and because that's the way of life here. Okay, the taxes help her in the beginning to get her on her feet. The food stamp and all that for 1 year. That the taxpayers' money, and she was able to get on her feet, and she's happy to do it all over again, and to help other people.
So, next question. What do you feel most proud of in your life?
Hãnh diện nhất là cái gì?
Hạnh nhất là tôi sang đây với tay không. Tôi đi mượn tiền ta, tôi trả tiền lời. Mà tôi gầy dựng con tôi thành công. Cái đó là tôi happy trong đời tôi. Bây giờ tôi không còn gì nữa hết. Tôi không ao ước cái gì nữa hết. Ngoài ra tôi sống vui, sống khỏe. Ngày nào mà trời bảo tôi đi, tôi muốn đi ngủ, tôi không muốn đau đớn.
She was proud that her children independent, and because she was able to raise her children in this environment, and she was able to help her children accomplish. And of course, based on confidence of us.
Tôi chỉ khuyên con tôi cẩn thận với cái tax, đừng có để người ta audit, đừng có để cho người ta một cái tiếng hỏi của người ta đấy, thì rất là nhức đầu lắm. Thành như mẹ tôi 40 năm làm business, không bao giờ IRS audit.
She said that just pay your taxes and pay whatever you're supposed to pay. She said in 40-some years here, the IRS never gave her an audit. I mean, order to audit her, because everything is updated and pay according to her bracket.
Yeah.
So you're mostly retired now, right?
Yeah.
So what do you have any hobbies or interests that you do that you would like to talk about?
Về insurance hả?
Không, mẹ có muốn bây giờ mẹ về hưu rồi, mẹ thích làm cái gì?
Về hưu giờ thích enjoy ở nhà coi tivi, có giờ đi exercise chút. Rồi con cần cái gì help thì help được thì help.
Có là làm vườn không?
Bây giờ nắng quá, ra làm vườn nó say, không có ra vườn được. Hồi xưa đó làm việc lấy mà ở nhà cũ đó, Eurobrick đó, mẹ làm việc mà khách nhà hàng xóm ta đi ngang đó, tôi kêu bà tới làm nhà tôi nhá. Người ta thích mẹ làm vườn.
She said that if not for the weather, she'll be doing a lot of gardening, but it's the weather didn't permit. She watched a lot of YouTubes on TV.
Yeah.
And visiting grandkids.
Bây giờ vẫn thích làm vườn lắm, nhưng mà lâu ra thôi, không có ra nữa.
Gardening.
I love it. Flower garden.
I love gardening too.
Yeah, but now my health is not too good for sunshine.
Yeah.
That's why I cannot go out.
Is most of the family, your children and grandchildren here in Houston?
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah. Wow.
We'll have one in California and one in she's a lawyer in New York, and one is an engineer in California. Those are only two grandchildren that not in Houston, but everyone here in town.
Okay.
Yeah. My daughter's children, they're very smart. Lan, younger than her. I have 5 girls, 4 boys.
Do you practice any religion?
Đạo gì?
Now I went to the church, Catholic church, every Sunday. Without a Sunday, I cannot go by myself. My son, he always keep me every Sunday go to the church, only Sunday.
How long have you practiced being Catholic?
When I married with my husband, after 27 years, I go with Catholic.
She converted to Catholicism after 27 years of marriage. They renewed their vow, so they did it in the church. Formerly, she was Buddhist.
Not Buddhist, just home.
Yeah, okay, but her family were Buddhist, but she never did go to the
Lo đi làm
pagoda every week.
Không có biết đi chùa. Bây giờ cũng vậy. Đạo cũng chỉ có một tuần lễ một ngày đi Chủ nhật thôi. Không có đi hội họp.
She considers herself Catholic now.
Okay.
Thờ Chúa, thờ cha mẹ, chứ không có thờ Phật. Phật ở trên chùa, có bà đẻ ra mẹ ở trên chùa thôi. Một năm tới thăm chùa một lần.
Not so much Buddhist, but mostly it's about family, ancestries.
So your children are mostly in Houston. Did any of them continue any of the businesses or the property management?
Đó là Tí nha. I living with him. He made a family.
Mhm.
He had no wife. Just stay with mom. I help him. He helped me.
You're your son.
And everybody have a family. I don't live with anybody have a family. I don't involve with their family.
But he's having a building.
Yeah, he have a building by himself. He own it by himself.
Okay.
Now he have a big property, but nghĩa là lỗi cũng tại mẹ, là muốn giúp nó để làm cái lớn để cho chị em làm với nhau, nhưng mà bây giờ chưa có xong. Đại khái là
Đừng có lỗi. Okay, so he had a shopping center under construction right now, and that's a big project right now, and she helped him with that also.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Is it in where is it in Houston? If I can ask?
Houston and Cyprus.
In Cyprus. Oh. Okay.
you know shop town, you know.
Yeah.
Oh no. Town Lake.
Oh, okay.
Barker, Cyprus.
Barker, Cyprus.
Very good location.
Yeah. What are your other children doing right now? Like their jobs?
Bây giờ đâu có nói được.
Okay. It's probably easy for me to do this. My older sister, she's semi-retired. She's 64. But she may re-enter the workforce. My brother, next brother, he had 4 or 5 salons right now. And then me, I have one salon. I'm doing it for 31 years. And my next younger brother, he's worked for a title company. He does have a master's degree in computer. And then after her is my middle sister. She also independent contractor in the business. She does beauty-related services. And then my brother, middle brother, the one we just mentioned, that they live together in the house about 1 block from his current business, and he's having another construction project going on right now. And the next one, number 7, she is a broker, real estate broker, that she focuses all over Houston, but mainly in UH Central Campus area. And the younger sister, she works for my brother who had the beauty salon right now under construction. And then the youngest baby, the survivor from that ill-fated journey from Vietnam to U.S., he also an independent beauty operator, and he owns his own business as well.
Now he tried to partner with a man broker. Trước ông đó là nhà băng, chủ nhà băng. Bây giờ ông làm về salon in the park đó. Đấy, ông muốn cho nó vào làm partner với ông ấy.
Làm
mới khoe với mẹ làm partner salon in the park. Ông muốn cho nó partner với ông ấy.
Okay, in the project of in the process of having another project with a partnership with another businessman. Well, everybody, I guess.
Everybody, they like to separate owner. They don't want to get together. Everybody like to own by myself. Okay. I'm happy they own.
Yeah. The family sounds so successful. Yeah. So I only have a few more questions.
Okay.
So first one, do you have any hopes for the future of Asian American communities in the U.S.?
Mẹ có hy vọng gì cho những người Á Đông bên nước Mỹ này không?
Thì cũng có một số thôi, chứ mình không hy vọng tất cả. Nhưng mà đa số là họ thành công lắm, nhiều người thành công. Mẹ tôi chỉ là một con kiến ở trong cái xã hội nước Mỹ của người Việt Nam. Người Việt Nam nhiều người giàu vô cùng mà người ta không lên tiếng.
Most of us are Asian, if you generally Asian, but specifically Vietnamese people. My mother, she just owned a smidgen of the community. her success is just a smidgen. There's a lot more Vietnamese people are a whole lot more successful, but they're silent. They never brag about this, accomplishment. And so she was just hoping that everyone, not just Asian, everyone does his or her best and be successful. Okay.
Nhiều người lắm, nhiều người giàu lắm mình không biết.
Okay.
Mình chỉ là con không bằng con tép,
Có nói rồi.
con kiến.
Do you have any message you want to give to your children when they watch this interview back?
Giảng nghĩa mẹ.
Okay. More detail. Right.
Do you have anything to say when your children watch this interview? Do you have anything you want to say to them when they watch this?
Khuyên nhiều mấy đứa con.
Khuyên mấy đứa con. Thì khuyên mấy đứa con nên là đứa nào giỏi thì giúp đứa không được giỏi. Nghĩa là mai mốt tôi có chết đi, tôi muốn một người anh cả hay một người chị cả có khả năng để thay thế tôi, để giống như là một cái mái nhà nó có cái mái ấm ấy. Để mỗi năm mà ngày Tư ngày Tết ấy, get together family đó. Người nào cũng không có ai nghèo thì get together cho các cháu, các chất nó nhìn thấy là cái gia đình, cái đại gia đình. Ngày xưa đó là cái nhà từ đường, mỗi một ngày giỗ ngày Tết đến là con cháu chắt trước về một cái nhà của cha mẹ. Nhưng mà bây giờ mẹ không có nhà lớn nữa, mẹ ở mấy con của mẹ nhỏ, không có nhà lớn nữa. Thì sau này người nào có cơ hội thì nhận lãnh cái người làm trưởng gia đó để tụ họp, chẳng hạn như anh Long hay là con. Nhưng mà cái người anh cả hay người chị cả hay hơn. Người chị cả thì bây giờ chị marry lại, chị cái tánh chị từng thành ra cũng khó khăn lắm, mình không bầu cho chị được. Thì cái đó là tùy các con sau này thôi. Mẹ không bầu được.
She said that she did all she could and the rest is up to us, and we hope to follow her footsteps, and hoping that we all help each other and be united, and to show the grandchildren, great grandchildren, it's just one unity.
Is it hard to get the whole family together because you have such a large family? So like in the photo, we saw a lot of children, a lot of grandchildren. Do you have like family celebration a lot? Family parties?
My brother, I'm going to speak for her on this one. My brother had a very large house, and only his house can accommodate a family of, I believe, 53 people now.
Wow.
Thì nhà anh mới đủ chứa. Sự thật không có nhà ai đủ chứa hết.
54 now. One just was born about last week. So.
Many more later.
Yeah. Okay, last question. Is there anything you want to say that we haven't talked about yet?
Có cái gì để nói nữa không?
Thì bây giờ không nghĩ được cái gì nữa hết.
She said that whatever the question were asked, she answered. She didn't have anything else to say unless, you have more questions.
Bây giờ trí nhớ tôi ít rồi, tôi không nhớ nổi. Cuộc đời tôi phải nói là một cái chuỗi ngày viết dài lắm chứ không phải ngắn như vậy đâu.
This is just a abbreviate of what she experienced in life. And she had to write, it could be like a 10-volume book. Okay. So
khổ từ nhỏ. Đi chạy giặc Việt Nam biết bao nhiêu lần, lạc mẹ khóc giữa đường cánh đồng chiêm nắng, mà bế một tay đứa em 6 tuổi, bây giờ mẹ 8 tuổi, một đứa mới có 1 tuổi mấy, khóc ở giữa ngoài trời, ở trên máy bay nó bay, nó là xuống nó bắn.
She said the most traumatic experience she had, she was only 6 years old, and she was holding her 6-month-old baby brother one hand, and the other hand she was holding her 4-year-old brother. The mother was trying to get the belongings in the back, and she lost her mother, and above her there was airplane bombing, and everyone was running for their life, and she was crying for her mother.
mà nắng như ở vô này nè, ở cánh đồng nắng.
And the sun will burn down her head with airplane bombing around her. And
Khổ lắm.
6 years old.
Wow.
She could write a book, but she said this is what she would tell you today. It was just only barely touching the surface.
Yeah.
And could make a movie.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. Okay. I think this concludes our interview. I don't have any more questions.
We will fill you in if there's any more question, anything that are significant that she have forgotten.
Yes,
but we still can follow up with you.
Yes. Thank you so much for doing this interview. It is really amazing to hear your life, your amazing life.
But you keep remember I am 85 lady, 85 old. But I remember just like that. Many I don't remember. Whole my life hot only.
Yeah.
Cả cuộc đời không có đời con gái đẹp.
She said she never had a normal teenager life. All her life she spent taking care of people and be grown up before her time. So, okay. And I apologize. Well, not really apologize, but there was a lot of, she mispronounced a lot of things and the tenses. So, if you need her to, improvise or edit, then let me know. Okay.
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your time.
No, thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. I'm